The cold muzzle of the gun pressed against my temple like a lover's whisper turned deadly. My father's finger trembling on the trigger as he muttered, "This is for the family. Demi. You get that, right?" The shot cracked through the night. A thunderclap in my skull. And as the world tilted into black, I saw my sister's ghost in the river below, smiling, accusing, her eyes begging me to fix what I'd let break. But death isn't the end. It's a goddamn reset button smeared in regret. I jolted awake in my childhood bed. Sheets tangled around me like restraints from a bad dream. The alarm clock blinking 7:15 a.m. On a crisp September morning in 2015, 10 years before that bullet. 15 before the river claimed us both. My heart hammered like a jackrabbit on meth. Sweat soaking through my tank top as I scrambled for the mirror across the room. There I was, 25 again. Not the hollowed-out 35-year-old who'd bled out on that dock. My reflection stared back, dark curls wild from sleep. Green eyes sharp with the fire of a life unlived twice. Holy shit. Reincarnation? Nah. That was for cult podcasts and bad acid trips. But the memories crashed in like a freight train, Lila's scream echoing from the basement stairs. The accident, they called it. Her neck snapped on the concrete below. Dad's tears at the funeral. So convincing even I bought them. And that box, God. That box, tossed into the Mississippi like yesterday's trash. Its contents a Pandora's jar of lies that got me killed. I collapsed onto the edge of the bed, breath ragged. The faded poster of Nirvana on the wall mocking me with Kurt's haunted gaze. This was Milford, Ohio, rust-belt corpse of a town where the steel mills coughed black smoke and dreams went to die. Population 12,000. Give or take the ones who'd OD'd in trailer parks or jumped from the I-70 overpass. Our family? The Milford Millers. Owners of Miller Steelworks since Grandpa clawed it from the Great Depression's jaws. Dad, Jack Miller, ran it like a kingpin. All bluff and bluster, hiding the rot beneath. Mom, Eleanor, kept the books, her smiles as brittle as autumn leaves. Lila, my little sister, 19 and fierce as a summer storm, interning at the plant that summer, eyes wide with college-bound ambition. And me, Demi, the fuck-up, middle child, drifting through community college gigs, bartending nights at the Rusty Anchor to pay for my art that no one bought. But I knew now. Knew what they didn't, that Lila hadn't slipped. Dad pushed her. For the money. The embezzlement. The secret accounts siphoning millions from the company into offshore shells, propping up his gambling debts and that mistress in Cleveland. Lila found the ledgers, confronted him in the office after hours. He panicked, chased her down those stairs, covered it up with a grief-stricken eulogy and a coroner's report stamped accidental. I pieced it together months later, tailing him to the river, watching him heave that box, Lila's laptop, encrypted files, the smoking gun into the current. When I confronted him, gun in hand, he didn't hesitate. Bullet to the brain. Body in the drink. Case closed. Another Miller girl lost to the bottle and bad luck. Not this time. This time, I was the ghost come calling. The house creaked around me like it remembered my death too, the same creaks from that final night, when I'd snuck back for proof. Downstairs, the smell of Mom's weak coffee wafted up, mingled with Dad's aftershave and the sizzle of bacon. Normalcy. That fragile American illusion. I pulled on jeans and a flannel, the ones I'd worn that fateful morning a decade from now, and patted down the stairs. Lila was there, alive, humming off-key to some Taylor Swift tune on her phone, flipping eggs like she owned the kitchen. 19.
Perfect.
Untouched. Morning. Sleepyhead, she said, sliding a plate my way without looking up. Her hair was in that messy ponytail, the one I'd braid for her at proms. God. I wanted to grab her, squeeze until my ribs cracked, tell her to run. Instead, I forced a grin. Smells like victory. You spiking the batter with whiskey again. She laughed. That bell chime sound that used to light up the darkest shifts at the bar. Only if you say please. Dad's on a tear about the plant today, some audit bullshit. Says it's gonna eat us alive. My stomach twisted. The audit. That was the spark. In my first life, it came 6 months after Lila's death. IRS sniffing around like hounds on a scent. Dad's house of cards trembled, and he doubled down on the lies.
But now?
I had months. Time to unravel it thread by thread. Dad lumbered in then. All 6'4" of him. Broad as a linebacker gone to seed. His tie already askew. Demigirl. You look like you wrestled a demon last night.
His eyes.
Blue as the river that swallowed secrets. Crinkled in that fake warm way. The same eyes that pleaded for mercy as he pulled the trigger. Nightmares, I said, meeting his gaze dead on. Testing the waters. The kind where family turns on you. He chuckled, clapping my shoulder hard enough to bruise. That's life in the rust.
Kid.
Eat up. Lila, you're with me at the office today.
Demi?
Cover the bar shift. I nodded. Fork scraping plate. The bacon turning to ash in my mouth. Plan 1, get to the plant. Snoop the ledgers before Lila ever touches them. Plan 2, document everything. Phone recordings. Hidden cams, tech was cheaper now. Or would be soon. Plan 3, the controversial shit. Because revenge wasn't clean. It was deciding if you'd burn the whole damn house to save one room. If I'd frame Dad early, risk Mom's heart giving out from the shock, or let it play out, watch Lila die again just to build an airtight case?
No.
Fuck that. I'd save her first, then make him pay.
Publicly.
Painfully. The kind of fall that left scars on the town's soul. By noon, I was at the Rusty Anchor, wiping down the scarred oak bar that had heard more confessions than a priest. Milford's heartbeat pulsed here, mill workers drowning sorrows in cheap PBR, housewives trading gossip over Cosmos. I poured drafts on autopilot, mind racing timelines. Lila's internship started next week. The basement stairs were in the admin wing, rickety. Original 1920s iron. A lawsuit waiting to happen. Dad's office overlooked them. If I could plant out early. Hey, Miller, another round. Old man Hargrove bellowed from the corner booth. His mill buddies cackling like hyenas. I slid the pitchers over. Leaning in casual. Heard the plants got auditors circling. Dad mention anything. Hargrove's bushy brows knit. Jack?
Nah.
But whispers say the books are cooked. Unions talking strike if it goes south. Your old man's sweating bullets. Bingo. The rot spread wider than I remembered. In my first go-round, the workers idolized Dad, blue-collar hero keeping jobs alive. But cracks showed if you looked. I filed it away. Allies. I'd need them. Evening fell like a curtain. Neon buzzing to life outside. Lila texted, "Office sucks. Dad's a dick today." Home soon? My thumbs hovered. In another life. That was the night she stayed late. Found the files. Grab takeout? I replied.
Your pick.
She hearted it. Simple.
Saved.
But as I locked up, a shadow peeled from the alley. Tommy Voss, Dad's right-hand grease monkey, reeking of motor oil and malice. 32. Built like a pit bull, with a smile that slithered. In my past life, he was the cleanup crew, disposed of the box, helped weight my body. Loyal dog to a rotten master. Demi, he drawled, southern twang thick from his Kentucky roots. Jack says hi. Wants you home for dinner. Family meeting. My skin crawled, but I played cool. Tell him I'm busy exhuming skeletons. He laughed.
Too sharp.
Careful, girl. Some graves bite back. I watched him melt into the night, pulse thundering. First contact. The game's on. That night, I couldn't sleep. The house whispered betrayals. The tick of the grandfather clock Dad pawned in 18 to cover a bet. The floorboard creak outside Mom's door, where she'd cry over bills. I slipped downstairs, bare feet silent on the chill hardwood, and jimmied the lock on Dad's study. Flashlight app on my phone cut the dark like a scalpel. The desk, mahogany beast. Drawers stuffed with invoices yellowed at edges. I snapped pics, nothing damning yet, just the surface scum. Then, the safe. Combination? His birthday. Idiot. 05071962.
Click.
Inside, cash stacks, a Glock 19, serial filed off, and a thumb drive labeled contingency. Plugged into my laptop upstairs. Heart in throat. It spilled, spreadsheets. Millions funneled through shell core to Cayman accounts. Signatures J. Miller. And there, buried in metadata, Lila's name. She'd been added as beneficiary last month. He was grooming her. Or testing. Tears burned. Hot and furious. My little sister, the golden one, marked for the fall. I copied it all, deleted traces, slipped the drive back. Dawn broke as I lay there, plotting. Revenge wasn't a bullet this time. It was a noose of his own making.
Slow. Public.
The town would eat him alive. But controversial?
Yeah.
Because to expose him, I'd have to shatter Mom. Paint Dad as monster when she still saw saint. And Tommy? He'd sniff me out. Decisions loomed like storm clouds. Sacrifice the family facade for truth. Or play along until the trap snapped. Little did I know, the first thread I'd pull would unravel something worse. Something that made Dad's sins look like child's play. Weeks blurred into a tense ballet. Me dancing on eggshells while the noose tightened around Dad's neck. Lila started her internship, all bright-eyed and clipboard clutching, oblivious to the vipers in the steelworks veins. I'd shadow her shifts, casual drop-ins masked as sisterly nagging, but really scouting escape routes from that basement death trap. The stairs mocked me each time, twisted metal risers, shadows pooling like blood yet to spill. Watch your step, Lil, I'd say, gripping her arm too tight. She'd roll her eyes, swab me playful.
Chill. Demi.
I'm not a klutz. If only. In my head, I replayed it 1,000 ways, her foot catching on the frayed carpet edge. The lurch. Dad's hands reaching too late, shoving instead. The autopsy lied, bruises on her arms from fingers. not the fall. But proving it, that's where the gray crept in. I built my arsenal slow, like a bomb tech defusing live wire. The thumb drive's data, cross-referenced with public records on county computers during lunch rushes at the library. Dad's gambling? Tracked via casino cams. I'd sweet-talked a dealer into leaking grainy footage of him at the slots in Wheeling, West Virginia, blowing payroll like confetti. The mistress?
Carla Ruiz.
A realtor from Cleveland. Her socials a breadcrumb trail of yacht pics and champagne toasts, captions screaming with my king.
Subtle.
But the kicker, emails from Dad's burner account, archived on that drive. Lila knows too much. Handle it quiet. Sent to Tommy. Time-stamped the night she died. Handle it.
Med fistsklänsked till knucklesvajtened.
Nails biting palms.
Tommy.
The schemer's shadow. Always one step behind. His eyes on me like I was prey scented wrong. He'd corner me at the bar now. Nursing IPAs. Probing. You seem different.
Demi.
Sharper. Jack notice.
Idée pour stranger.
Lean and conspiratorial. Life's a bitch.
Tommy.
Makes you grow teeth.
He'd laugh.
But unease flickered. Good. Let him stew. Mom was the wild card. Her fragility a chain around my neck. Eleanor Miller. Queen of denial. Baking pies for PTA meetings long after Lila and I outgrew school. Arthritis, not her hands, but she still scribbled numbers and ledgers, blind to the fudges Dad slipped in. I'd catch her staring at family photos, the ones with all four of us grinning at Lake Erie picnics, and wonder, did she suspect? In my first life, the truth broke her, stroke 6 months after my disappearance, gone before trial. This time, I'd shield her. Or so I lied to myself. The audit loomed. IRS letters piling like snowdrifts on the kitchen table. Dad paced more. Bourbon breath heavy at dinners. Stories of tough times veiling panic. One night, over meatloaf gone rubbery, he dropped the bomb. We're selling a chunk of the plant. To Voss Industries, Tommy's cousin out east. Keeps jobs local. Lila perked. That's great.
Dad.
Expansion. His smile strained. Something like that. I knew better. Voss Industries? A front. Tommy's kin. Laundering the embezzled cash back clean. Selling to them buried the debts deeper. But the IRS would sniff it eventually. Unless. My controversial call number 1. Sabotage the deal. Anonymous tip to the feds. Flagged as whistleblower. But risk? If traced. Dad retaliates fast. Jobs lost. Families ruined. Milford breathed steel. Cut that. And the town choked. Workers like Hargrove. Single dad to 3. They'd blame me. The Miller who turned Judas. I sent the email from a VPN cafe in Toledo. Fingers numb on keys. Suspected fraud at Miller Steelworks. See attached. Files anonymized, but enough breadcrumbs. Account numbers.
Wire transfers.
Hit send. Nausea roiled. Hero or heel. In America, whistleblowers got parades or prisons. I'd take the shadows. Fall deepened. Leaves carpeting the riverbanks in crimson wounds. Lila and I hiked the trails one Saturday. Her chattering about poli-sci classes. Dreams of D.C. Lobbying. Fix the world.
You know?
Start here. I nodded. Throat tight. Scanning for Tommy's truck. Paranoia? Or prescience? That night, At the bar, he slid onto a stool, eyes bloodshot. Heard feds are poking. You know anything? Ghosts and rumors, I shot back, polishing glasses fierce. Why? Dad spooked. He leaned close, voice low venom. Loyalty's a two-way.
Demi.
Cross Jack. You cross all of us. Threat hung, thick as smoke. I slipped a Mickey in his beer, nothing lethal. Just roofy light from a shady pharmacist contact. Watched him stumble out, mumbling. Controversial? Hell yes. Drugging a man to buy time. But it worked next day. He called in sick. Dad fuming sans his enforcer. Lila found the first thread that week. In the office, sorting files. She texted me frantic. WTF? Dad's numbers don't add up. Missing like 2 mil. My blood iced. Too soon. In the original timeline, this was months out. I delayed the audit tip, but not the Rots reveal. Leave it, I texted back. Talk to me first. She didn't. That evening, she confronted him, office door cracked, voices rising like steam from a kettle. I lurked in the hall, phone recording, heart a war drum. Dad, this is fraud. We go to the cops. His roar. You think you're saving us? This keeps the lights on. Lila, your tuition.
Demi es bartats.
Then stop. Sell legit. Not to Tommy's crooks. Silence. Then, scuffle. Footsteps to the door. I bolted, pulse roaring, hid in the shadows as he stormed out, face thunder. Lila emerged pale, eyes glassy.
He
grabbed me. Hard. Bruises tomorrow. Proof. But pushing her now? Risky. She idolized him still. I drove her home, hands white on wheel.
Lil. Listen.
Dad's in deep. Gambling. Women, it's poisoning everything. She scoffed, tears streaking. You're paranoid. Like always. Paranoid. The word stung. Echo of my first death, cops dismissing my delusions post-disappearance searches. But I pressed. Check his safe. Combo's his birthday. See for yourself. Her silence screamed. That night, alone in my room, I plotted escalation. Call 2, ally up. Hargrove and the Union. Met him at a diner off 52. Coffee black as sin. Books are cooked. Dad's bleeding us dry. He leaned back. Cigar stub glowing. Proof. Girl? I slid a USB across. Sanitized copies. Burn him quiet. Or loud. His grin wolfish.
Loud.
Strikes start Monday. Town ignited. Picket lines snaked the plant gates. Chants echoing like war cries. Dad spun at media. Union thugs versus family biz, but whispers spread. Miller's a crook. Carla dumped him via text. I hacked it from her Insta DMs. Mistress scorned. Spilling tea to tabloids. Jack's a liar. Stole from his own. Mom cracked first. Found her in the kitchen. Ledger splayed. Sobbing into her apron.
Demi.
Is it true? The money. Lila. I knelt. Took her hands gnarled. Trembling.
Yeah, Mom.
But we'll fix it. Together. Her eyes. Faded blue like his.
Serket mine.
He loves us. In his way.
Love.
The American myth. twisted into nooses. Love doesn't kill. Mom. She recoiled. Fracture line drawn. Tommy struck back mid-strike. Ambush me post-shift. Alley behind the bar. Tire iron swinging.
Bitch.
You started this. I dodged. Grabbed a bottle from the dumpster. Smashed it across his knee. Glass shattered. He howled.
Dropped.
I kicked. Once. Twice. Controversial fury. Boot to ribs. Tell Dad the river's waiting. He crawled off, cursing.
Adrénaline sang.
But guilt gnawed. Vigilante justice? Or just survival? Lila pulled away after that. Bunking at a friend's. Dodging calls. The audit hit full force. Feds raiding the plant. Cuffs glinting on Dad's wrists in the grainy news clip. Embezzlement. Fraud, the anchor intoned. Town erupted. Cheers from pickets. Silence from loyalists. But the box. God. The box. In my memories, post-funeral, Lila's, then mine, he'd dump it there. Waited with her laptop. The final proof.
Now.
With her alive. What secrets still hid? I tailed him one foggy night. Truck rumbling to the riverbank. He hauled it out, same weathered pine.
Padlocked.
Heart seized. Whatever was inside. It wasn't just ledgers.
It was the why.
The deep betrayal. He hesitated. Box heavy in arms. Then hurled. Splash echoed. Ripples swallowing it whole. I waited till he drove off. Then waded in, boots sucking mud. Water icy to thighs. Dived. Groped blind in the murk. Fingers brushed wood. Hauled it up. Gasping. Lock rusted easy. Inside. Not laptop. Letters. Faded. Bundled with twine. Mom's handwriting. Jack, if you read this. Know I knew. The affair.
The debts.
But Lila. She's not yours. Not ours. I lied for you.
Once. Forgave.
But if she dies because of your sins. The world tilted. Twist one, Lila. Our anchor. Dad's Achilles. Not his blood. Mom's secret fling. Buried to save the empire. Shaking. Letters sodden in my lap. I realized the revenge I'd craved was built on sand. And the real monster might be the mirror. The letters burned holes in my pocket, heavier than lead. As I drove home through Milford's skeletal streets, strip malls boarded, factories hulking like beached whales under sodium lamps. Mom's words looped in my skull, not yours. A mistake from before you.
Jack.
I thought blood would bind us tighter. A one-night stand with Uncle Ray, Dad's brother. Estranged since a bar fight in '89 during one of Jack's business trips.
Ray.
The drifter. Dead in a crash years back. Lila. The spitting image of him in her sharp jaw. Her laugh. I'd always chalked it to recessive genes. Now,
Poison.
Dad's arrest had fractured the town further, half calling him villain, half victim of deep state audits. Protests clashed at the courthouse. Red hats versus Union blues. American divide in microcosm. I holed up, avoiding Lila's texts. Where are you? Dad's innocent, right? While piecing the puzzle. Why hide this? Leverage? Or shame? If Dad knew, it explained the grooming, naming her beneficiary, pulling her close. Not love. Control. A bastard daughter to foot his sins. Controversial crossroads. Tell Lila? Shatter her world pre-trauma. Or let her cling to the lie until justice landed. I chose door 3. Weaponize it. Anonymous drop to the DA, letters scanned. Attached to fraud charges. Motive for murder attempt.
If it came.
But fingers hovered on send.
Mom.
She'd crumble. Exposed as liar too. The woman who'd bandaged my scrapes. Cheered my half-assed art shows. Betrayal layered like onion skin. Dad's greed. Mom's deceit. My silence in both lives. Tommy vanished post-beatdown. Rumors swirling. Skipped town. Or hold up plotting. I up security, barstool lookout. Pepper spray and purse, but sleep evaded. Nightmares blending timelines. Lila's fall morphing into mine. The river a moss swallowing sisters whole. Union boss Hargrove called a meet at the VFW hall. Smoke-hazed den of vets and vendettas. Feds got Jack dead to rights, he grunted over whiskeys. But Voss deals off, your tips saved our asses. What's next? Miller? I swirled ice. Eyes level. Testimony. I go public. Corroborate the books. He barked a laugh. You? The bartender flake? They'd eat you alive. Daddy's little psycho. He wasn't wrong. Small-town justice. Whispers amplified to roars. I'd be the hysteric. Gold digger daughter out for inheritance. But with letters? Leverage. Tune in to the hearing. It'll sing. The preliminary hearing was circus. Courthouse packed. Reporters from Cleveland sniffing blood. Dad in orange jumpsuit. Shackled. But chin high. Playing martyr. This is a witch hunt. My girls, Lila. Demi, they know my heart. Lila sat front row. Tear-streaked. Clutching Mom's hand.
Mom.
Frail as tissue. Avoiding my gaze across the aisle. Our eyes met once. Plea in hers.
Steel in mine.
I slipped the envelope to the prosecutor pre-call.
Vengeful. Motive supplement.
Testimony droned. Accountants droning discrepancies. Feds flashing wires. Then me. Sworn in. Hand on Bible, I half believed.
Il était pas, please.
Emails. The safe sins. Gasps rippled. Dad's glare bored laser hot.
Lies.
She's unstable, always was. Lila bolted. Sobbing. Mom trailing whispers. Fracture complete. Post-hearing. Press swarmed like locusts. Demi Miller. Why turn on family? Flashbulbs blinded. Mics thrust like spears. Because family's what you fight for, I snapped. Pushing through. Not what you bleed dry. Viral overnight. TikToks dissecting my glow-up from flake to fierce. Podcasts dubbing me Rust Belt Robin Hood. Allies bloomed. Women's groups offering legal aid. GoFundMe for mill widows. But hate too. Dad's cronies doxing my bar shifts. Tires slashed on my Civic. Tommy's hand? Or just Milford's mean streak? Lila cornered me at home that night. Rain lashing windows like accusations. How could you? He's our dad. I spread the letters on the table. Water beading on ink.
Read.
Then talk. Her face drained as she scanned, flipping pages frantic. Crumpling to chair.
No.
Uncle Ray?
That's.
Bullshit. DNA don't lie.
Lil.
Mom confirmed it last year. Private test. Buried deep. She lunged. Slapped me hard, sting blooming cheek. You destroyed us. For what? Revenge. First blood. Controversial? Striking back, cross-mind. But I held. To save you. He killed for less. Her laugh broke. Hysterical. Killed? You're delusional. She stormed out. Door slamming echo of gunshots passed. Mom emerged from shadows. Nightgown ghostly. You had to.
Didn't you?
The letters. I nodded. Throat ash. For her. She sank beside me. Hand on mine cold.
Steady.
I did it for him once.
Lit.
Bore the shame. Don't you bear it too? Confession spilled then. Ray's charm. Jack's absences. The pregnancy panic. Thought a child would fix us. It didn't. But Lila. She's light.
Demi.
Don't let hate eclipse that. Too late. The seed of doubt sprouted. Was I saving? Or just scorning? American dream twisted. Family as fortress. Or facade crumbling under truth's boot. Dad's bail hearing next day. Denied. Feds layered RICO charges. Voss ties federal now. Tommy surfaced in intel, raiding a safe house in Akron. Arrested with ledgers. His statement? Jack ordered the girl watched. The fall? Freak shit.
Lit.
But cracks showed. Bruised photos I'd snapped on Lila post-confront leaked to press. Abuse cover-up? Headlines screamed. Town tipped. Pickets swelled. Mill reopening under receivership. Jobs saved. Miller name tainted. I bartended through it. Pouring amid toasts to justice, dodging glares from old loyalists. One night, Carla Ruiz slid in, ex-mistress. All sharp bob and sharper tongue. Jack's done.
But you?
You're next if you push. Push what? I poured her gin.
Neat.
The box. He mentioned it once, insurance. Against Eleanor. Chills spidered spine. Letters were part.
But more?
I pressed, she shrugged. Family skeletons.
Honey.
Deeper than affairs.
Deeper.
Ray's death. Crash? Or convenient? Dad's hands. Again? I dove archives next morn. Library microfiche dusty as graves. 1994. Ray Miller. Semi-truck collision on I-71. Toxicology. Clean. But witness statement buried. Swerved like fleeing something. Tail lights close. Black Ford. Like Jack's. Bingo. Murder 1.
Prequel.
Dad offed his brother to bury the affair seed. Claimed the company solo. Lila? Collateral in bloodline war. Rage boiled.
Pure distillation.
Controversial apex. Confront mom? Force full truth? Or bait dad in lockup? Record his break? I chose jail visit. Plexiglass between. His face gaunt. Eyes feral.
Demi.
My girl. Drop the charges. For mom. For Lila, I countered. Sliding photo of bruises across her arm. Fingerprint ghosts. You did it. He leaned close. Voice hiss.
Accident.
But if not, she wasn't mine. Ray's spawn. Weak link. Confession. Phone hidden in cleavage captured it crisp. You killed him too? Uncle Ray. Laughter.
Hollow.
Family business.
Kid.
Blood's thicker till it ain't. I left shaking. Tape gold. But twist clawed. His calm.
Too calm.
Like he knew the recorder. Or worse, wanted it out. Back home. Lila waited. Bags packed. Eyes red-rimmed. I'm leaving. College early. Can't breathe this poison. Hug crushed. Her frame bird fragile.
Go.
But no, I did it for you. She pulled back. Search my face. Love you.
Demi.
Even if you're a monster.
Door clicked shut.
Empty house echoed. That night, River called. I stood bank, letters in hand, debating torch or toss. Wind held judgment. Then,
Phone buzz, Mom.
come quick. It's Jack, they're moving him. Riot at the jail. Chaos downtown. Dad's crew storming gates. Bottles flying. Cops in riot gear. I raced. Heart lead. Arriving to tear gas clouds and screams. Hargrove waved me through a sideline. Your pop's stirring shit, claiming frame job.
Inside.
Holding cell. Dad. Bloodied lip. Grinning mad.
See?
They want me silent. The real secret, your mom. She pulled Ray's brake line. For me. Lies or lightning. My world fractured anew. The jail riot burned through Milford like dry tinder. Sirens wailing into dawn as cop cars clogged Main Street, their blues pulsing like exposed veins. Dad's supporters, diehard mill vets and barfly sycophants, clashed with Union fists and federal shields, all for a man who'd bleed them dry. I pushed through the melee, badge from Hargrove's contact flashing me past barricades, the air thick with pepper sting and shouted curses. Miller, over here, a deputy barked, hauling me to interrogation wing. Dad sat cuffed to table, ice pack to jaw, eyes gleaming triumph despite the shiner blooming purple. Told you.
Demi.
The wolves circle. I slammed the recorder down. Our chat. His confession, tinny through speakers. DA's earpiece crackled live. This was it. The kill shot. Play it. All of it. He didn't flinch. Lean back. Chains rattling casual. That? Theater.
For you.
Blood calls to blood. Blood. I spat. Leaning in. Glass fogging breath. Ray's? Lila's? His smile cracked. Sly as a fox in henhouse. Eleanor's trigger finger.
Girl.
She iced Ray to keep the throne. I covered, always do. Lies slithered. But doubt wormed in. Mom's hands, arthritic now, but strong once. Break line sabotage simple. Domestic murder. I stormed out. Recorder to DA. Charge him. Manslaughter add-on.
Outside.
Rain slicked the chaos to simmer. Arrests mounting. Dad transferred to County Max. Press vans idled. Cameras hungry. I dodged. But one caught me. MS. Miller. Patricide or patriotism? Fuck off, I growled, peeling away in the Civic. Wipers slapping frantic. Home was mausoleum, Lila's room stripped. Mom's note on fridge, gone to Annie's. Need space. Forgive if you can. Forgiven or forsaken? I poured bourbon neat. The burn tracing betrayal's path. Controversial core. Confront her. Drag the truth kicking? Or let courts carve it out? Spare the blade myself? Sleep dodged. Dreams a slurry of rivers and recoils. Mom's face over Ray's dash. Dad's hands on Lila's back. Dawn found me at the plant. Now federal sealed. Yellow tape fluttering like surrender flags. Hargrove met me at gates. Thermos steaming. Your doing's a miracle, jobs hold. Voss scuttled. But town's fracturing. Blame's on you. I sipped. Bitter. Blame's on him. Always was. Not all, he said. Eyes pity soft. Whispers about you and Tommy. That alley scrap? Witnesses say you started it.
Vigilante tag stuck.
Viral clips twisting my kick into assault. Comments flooded. Miller witch hunt. Now beating her own kin? Allies thinned. Bar-tabs dried as boycott spit. Tommy's trial loomed. Accessory after. His plea for leniency spilling crumbs. Jack said the girl fell.
But Demi.
She knew. Been gunning since.
Gunning.
My rebirth shadow. Haunting. I lawyered up cheap. Public defender with Milltown grit. Prepping counters. But the real war?
Mom.
Tracked her to Auntie's in Dayton. Victorian Creek Fest. Porch swing groaning under her slight frame. She rocked slow. Teas teamingun dotet. Eyes hollow as the river's gut.
No hook.
Just words. Sharp as shears.
Did you?
Ray. Her cup trembled.
Spillsteining glopp.
A silence stretched. Then fracture. Yes. Spill came flood, 94. Ray sniffing around post-crash rumors. Demanding shares for his girl unborn then. Jack's rages. The company teetering. I drove to his motel. Waited. When he bragged, "My seed in your belly," I snapped. Hose to the line. Watched him swerve into the guardrail. Flames.
Quick. Quick.
Mercy and murder. She wiped tears. Voice steel.
For us.
For you. Safe in your crib. Me. The untouched daughter. Jack's true blood. Lila. The interloper. And Lila, you let him near her. Knowing? Her flinch. Thought it'd bind him. It did, till greed soured. I paced porch. Would creaking judgment. Controversial precipice. Turn her in? Sister killer to justice. Full circle? Or bury it?
Let that swing solo.
Preserve the remnant? You choose, she whispered. But blood. It pulls. Pulled me to the river that night. Letters and hose diagram, pulled from archives. Her prints faint but there in my glove box. Toss or torch. Waves lapped accusatory. Moon silvering the current. Then,
Headlights pierced fog. Tommy struck.
idling ominous. He emerged, limp from my boot. Pistol glinting. Jack's gift. For the snitch. Adrenaline surged. Rebirth's edge sharpening.
I dove bein rocks.
Heart thunder. As shots chip stone. Controversial reflex. My own piece. .38 from bar safe. Drawn smooth. Tommy. Stand down. He laughed. Silhouette hulking.
Can't.
Family. Right? Yours or mine? His
Mine.
echoes merged. He crumpled. Knee fresh bloom red. Not fatal. Mercy? Or mistake? I zip-tied him rough. Called feds anonymous. Voss hit on Miller. Got your man. Cops swarmed. Tommy hauled silent. My shot self-defense pending. Press frenzy doubled. Daughter shoots enforcer. Vigilante or victim. Lila called then. Voice crackle from dorm. Saw the news. You okay? No, I admitted. River still whispering. But closer. Her pause. Then, Mom too? Truth's blade hovered. Working on it. Dad's full trial hit like hurricane. Federal courthouse in Columbus. Jury pool a cross-section of Ohio's divides. Farmers wary. Urbanites eager. I testified lead off. Recorder cued. His face crumpling at playback. Fabrication, he bellowed. But jury eyes hardened. Prosecutor wove tight. Fraud billions. Ray's sabotage via mom's plea. She'd turn states. Immunity for testimony. Lila's fall as witness tampering intent. Bruises. Stares history. Negligence at best.
Murder at worst.
Mom took stand fragile. Voice quaver but clear. I killed Ray. For the family.
Jack.
He pushed her. To silence.
Gasps.
Lila. In gallery. Bolted again, permanent this time. Dad's roar. Liar. All of you. Jury deliberated 2 days. Deliberate. Town betting pools running. I waited in motels. Anonymous now. Sketching fever dream art. Rivers of ink. Boxes cracking open skulls. Verdict. Guilty. All counts. Life. No parole. Gavel fell like guillotine. Town exhaled. Mill reborn under co-op. Jobs flowing. Hargrove toasted at reopening. To Demi, the breaker. Breaker.
Apt.
But twist nod. Post-sentencing. Prison mail. Dad scrawl. You think it's over?
Check the box again.
Real one. Buried under the dock. The dock. Where he shot me first life. I drove back. Shovel from trunk. Earth soft from rains. Dug frantic. Tilwood thudded another box. Smaller. Locked blood-rusted. Inside. Photo.
Me.
Toddler. With Ray, his eyes. My grin. Caption. Eleanor's first lie. Not Jack's. World inverted. Mom's confession half-truth. I was the bastard too. Ray's seed. Hidden deeper. Dad's love. Possession all along. Shaking. Photo clutched. I sank to knees. Revenge complete. But hollow. Who was the monster? Him? Her?
Or me?
Reborn to unmake us all? The photo trembled in my grip like a live wire. Ray's smile a mirror mocking from yellowed gloss. Me at 3. Gap-toothed on his knee. Milford Fairgrounds Ferris wheel blurring backdrop. Not Jack's. Mom's first betrayal. Buried under layers of family-first piety. Why hide? Inheritance laws. Maybe. Ray's share clawed back post-death. Or shame. The kind that festers into murder. I burned the dock that night. Match flaring orange against black water. Flames devouring wood, and lies alike. Sirens wailed distant. Arson pinned on vandals. Another Rust Belt scar. Lila returned for the ashes, metaphor. Mostly.
Mill reopened. Co-op banners flapping proud.
But she hovered peripheral.
Dorm break tentative.
DNA test? She asked over coffee at the new diner, rebranded. Miller-free. I slid results across, mailed kit. Results irrefutable. Sisters still.
Just.
Complicated. Her nod slow.
Processing.
Doesn't change shit. You're the fighter. Fighter.
Or fool.
Controversial coda. Expose mom fully? Ray's kin, cousins in Kentucky, could sue the estate. Unravel the co-op before it breathed. Or seal it. Let blood's secrets sink with the river.
Il chose silence.
For Lila. For the remnant. Mom faded quiet. Alzheimer's creeping. Or convenient. She wandered the house ghost. Murmuring Ray's name like prayer. I moved her to assisted visits weekly, reading her the art books she loved. Forgive, she'd whisper, eyes distant. Not yet, I'd say. But trying. Town healed crooked, statue to Miller martyrs next. Instead, murals of workers rising. My silhouette faint in the steelworker throng. Bar thrived, me behind it less. Managing now. Sketches selling to Cleveland galleries. Rust Redemption. Critics called my series. Rivers abstracting betrayal. Boxes cracking open light. Tommy plea bargain down 5 years. Testimony sealing Voss ring. He wrote once. Jack broke us all. Sorry, don't cut it. But it's there. Burned unread. Dad? Rotting in Supermax. Appeals drowning in appeals court backlog. One visit. Final. Plexi scratched. His hair silver wire. Knew about you. Ray's girl. Loved you anyway. Lies to the last. Regret. His shrug. Philosophers. Made you strong. That's legacy. Legacy. American gospel. Forge and fire. Rise or burn. I walked out.
No backward glance.
Twist's tale. Months later. Probate unearthed another box. Lawyer's attic. Dad's contingency too. Will addendum. Company to true heirs. DNA clauses. Ray's line named. Lila and I.
Cut.
But co-op bylaws held. Workers own now. Our shares vested pre-trial. We laughed over it. Sisters on the bank. Feet dangling in current. Screwed by blood, she said. Saved by it, I countered. She leaned head on shoulder. Reborn.
Huh?
That's your story. I startled how. Her grin sly. You changed overnight. Like waking from a nightmare. Gun to head. Chill river lapped. Shared dream? Or intuition's gift? Maybe we both did. Ending? No tidy bow. Happy tinged tragic, justice jagged. Family fractured but mending. I married quiet. A welder named Finn, tattoos mapping mill scars. Eyes steady as rebar. Lila lobbied DC. Bills against corporate bleed. Mom passed gentle. Holding my hand. Whispering free.
Me?
I write now, memoir ghosted. River's Reckoning. Bestseller whispers. Controversial still. Some hail vigilante. Others villainous. Protests flare at signings. Dad's cult chanting free Jack. But I sign steady. To breaking cycles, Demi. The river runs on. Secrets silted deep. I dip toes sometimes. Feel the pull, not to drown.
But to drift.
Reborn not once. But endless. Each choice a resurrection. Betrayal's ash fertilizing new ground. Shake over.
For now.
But in quiet nights, when wind howls ghosts, I wonder, whose finger on the trigger next time?
Mine?